What's up guys, welcome back from the YgoPro duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup, next match here in the top 16 playoffs. We have Gladiator Beast from 2020, so again one of the decks of this year playing under the new Master Rule format, so Master Rule 5, Master Rule 2020. It's going to take on quite of an older deck from 2009, and that's Synchro Cat from the OCG. We also got a very similar list I guess in the TCG, but we never got, if I'm not mistaken, got the ability to play like Triple Hidden Armory, Premature Burial and Pre-Errata Bottleneck. So which deck has the advantage? Well, the votes speak for themselves, and I kind of felt the same way before this matchup. Is that again power creep side decks now included, best of 5 GBs indeed should have the advantage over a deck like Synchro Cat. Then again, and you know, that's the advantage, or that's where older decks could have the advantage over the more recent decks, is that a deck like Synchro Cat has access to powerful cards like Cold Wave and Royal Oppression, right? So I mean, the battle still needs to be played out. So Synchro Cat going second, and that's not really that fantastic. The deck definitely struggles against, you know, like nowadays decks that can pump out multiple negation boards. That's very hard to get rid of, you know, like this deck doesn't have access to Lightning Storm, evenly matched, whatever. So Gyzarus hits the field, sadly no back row, even though, no, Heraklinos is not on the field, but multiple monster negations. But yeah, I mean, no torrential, yeah, you know, if there was a torrential, not really sure what the set was, but it doesn't really matter too much. So game number 2, I opt to start off and opt to not to use Cold Wave, but you know, just set double bottomless, which back in the really old school days, 2008, was fantastic, unless your opponent had the Heavy Storm or the Cold Wave. Here I definitely know that GB has the has the ability to side deck stuff like Lightning Storm, but I mean, it wouldn't make sense not to set double bottomless. And it pays off. The Airbellum definitely was a sweet top deck. You know, if Airbellum does damage, or I believe it needs to, you know, do damage after a direct attack. Not really sure about that. I think so. It's very similar to Spirit Reaper. Your opponent needs to discard one card, and that's at random. So the DD Crow definitely coming in clutch, prevents the Gyzarus from from hitting the field. Airbellum is basically a free level 7 synchro, and I already missed like the Dark Strike Fighter. I believe we in the TCG back in 2009 had access to pre-errata Dark Strike Fighter, Rescue Cat, Synchro Cat shenanigans to, you know, potentially OTK your opponent, or you know, like double Cat, double Summoner Monk, you know, into Cat, going for the big discard, or you know, like double Dark Strike Fighter and eventually some burn damage for game. But yeah, anyway, so game number 3, 1-1, so it all looks okay. So game number 3, and I see my opening it, and I was like, well, the one-off Pot of Avarice, that's not that great. Maybe I should have side-decked that one out. And Hidden Armory, for now, doesn't really seem too promising. Brain Control, this is pre-errata Brain Control, might be good, especially against stuff like Appaloosa or the Heraklinos that negates monster effects, but or at least the GB that negates monster effects. But, well, yeah, the Brain Control here is iffy, but, you know, what am I going to do with, like, the big Heraklinos? I can't synchro it away. This was pre-links, so obviously you can't link it away. So I get why the Brain Control just went through, and I believe there's a Chariot set as well, so the Chariot cannot be negated by the Heraklinos. So yeah, okay, we know why. The Brain Control. I mean, I think I'll also side deck stuff like Mind Control just in case going second for the Appaloosa, right? Or you know, maybe like a low level monster, level 6 GB or level 4 GB to potentially go for Airbellum or maybe even Black Rose. So flip over Ryko going for, you know, double Airbellum, Monster Reborn. I mean, these are the plays. And in the TCG we had access to Dark Strike Fighter, and that might have been game if this deck had access to Dark Strike Fighter, the OCG list that is. Because as you know, Dark Strike Fighter level 7 Synchro that got the errata, right? I'm not really sure what the errata now is. It has been ages that I last read the card, right? But pre-errata, you had the ability to use Dark Strike Fighter's effect during main phase 2 as well. To, you know, like burn damage through your opponent to eventually go for a game. Yeah, and with 2k left, that probably would have been a GG indeed. But anyway, Stardust is strong as well for the potential Lightning Storm. But yeah, my set is a bluff. I believe it's Heavy Storm and double DD Crow. Not that great, especially against the big Vespagius. I believe that's the name. I lose Stardust because of that, and I was like, please draw a monster, please draw a monster. Of course I draw a monster, but triple DD Crow, I'm like, oh my god, this is bull. Yeah, so flip over Raikou, and, you know, I mean, Ash Blossom on a Raikou. Oh man, that says enough. Yeah, I mean, Raikou mills, so yep, that's possible, right? So one of the DD Crows definitely helps out, preventing the Darius from resolving, preventing the Test Panther from hitting the field, setting the Mind Control as a bluff. That's a bummer. But there just weren't better options instead of Mind Control, right? To side deck in and out. So yeah, eventually the Tamer, Gladiator Beast Tamer, is going to hit the field, and Tamer will result eventually in the Gyzarus. And DD Crow, the third one, is going to banish the Bestiary, but it's not going to matter too much because, again, Tamer pretty much does not have a restriction to special summon any fusion GB from your extra deck. So Gyzarus eventually is going to hit the field. Both bluffs are gone, and there's one card that could get me in the duel or could win me the duel, and that would have been Brain Control if it wasn't for the Link play into Unicorn here, but yeah, no, this is game over. GG, well played. The Sangan is definitely going to get me there, so I can't do anything about this. Again, as we've seen in the comments, in the votes as well from the previous video, power creep was definitely a big, well, it was big in this one. You know, the kind of a steal of Synchro Cat earlier, I believe it was in game number 2, was justified. I mean, stuff like Cold Wave, Oppression, I needed more Oppressions, but that's just my luck, I guess. So that's how it is. GBs move on to the top 16 playoffs, and Synchro Cat is still in the tournament, moving on the left side. The next matchup, a big one. We have Thunder versus Dragoon, banned in the OCG, but still allowed here in the Cross-Banlist Cup. So two big titans are paired up against each other. Which deck is going to win this one? Feel free to leave your prediction top right, or yeah, in the comment section, pinned comment, link to the straw poll. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.